General Manager of GSK Consumer Health Malaysia, Mr. Stacey Wallace, Dr. Ko, representative of the Malaysian Medical Association, Wilayah Persekutuan, Dr. Amrai Buang, Deputy President of the Malaysian Pharmaceutical Society, Mr. Peter Dove from Guardian Malaysia, Dr. Chong, Director of Disease Control, Ministry of Health. Friends, ladies and gentlemen, first I would like to congratulate and thank GSK Consumer Health Division Malaysia for having invited me to launch this Allied Against Denggi campaign. And I am quite restrictive in attending functions which are organized by private companies. So in trying to decide whether to attend or not, I try to put weightage as to what is the benefit this is going to give to the community at large. And there were two reasons why I decided to attend this function. One, because I know GSK is having nothing to do with dengue. I know they're not promoting a drug against dengue. If they're doing that, at least I'll be quite happy, but unfortunately there's no drug against dengue as at present. Number two, they are not also involved in selling a vaccine against dengue. There's some other companies which are involved. So for those two reasons, I thought, that's why I asked Stacey just now, why did you get involved in this? And the reason she gave me was, it's GSK felt, through a personal experience, that it should be a responsible corporate partner in fighting a scourge which is affecting all of us in Malaysia. For that, I congratulate GSK for having gone beyond the boundaries of normal business to look into community from a different perspective. I congratulate you on that point. And the second reason is this war against dengue is such a big war, and we are stretched. Ministry of Health is totally stretched in this war. Our manpower, our resources. So, of course, we welcome participation from anybody who wants to join us in it. And so I congratulate those organizations which have come together in putting together this alliance that is motivated by GSK, supported by the Malaysian Medical Association. They are starting off in Wilayah Persekutuan for a start, I think, and the Pharmaceutical Society, and Guardian as a pharmacy, trying to bring together different groups of people at different levels to look into the entire chain in the process of management of dengue. Dengue is a major issue. It's the largest infectious disease in our country. Last year, we had nearly a total of 120,000 cases, nearly 200 over deaths. This year so far, has it reached 40,000? 37,000 cases so far. Last week was 2,130 cases, the lowest which we had since February. We peaked in February, 3,300 over cases, dropping after that for many reasons. One, of course, probably some good work we have done. The weather itself has dried up the mosquito breeding sites. That doesn't mean there's no mosquito. The eggs are there, waiting for a drop of rain to come back, then they will hatch. So the eggs can lie down dry for 6 months. So if the rain comes in May, June, we predict a resurgence in June, July, August. So it is a frightening thing. I get regular reports. I was just going through the latest which I got on the 4th, that is yesterday, in which there were reports of 2 deaths over the last week. 1 death in Kuala and the other death in Cheras. One involving a lady, a housewife, 44 years old. The other involving a young man, age 32 years old. These are ages in which you shouldn't die. It's really unfortunate. And if you look at the first case, it's a 44-year-old Indian lady. She lives somewhere near Kuala area, in a small town called Jinjaro. And the only thing she does is she stays at home and she goes to the market. And she had fever. First time she went, saw a doctor. Then second, third day she felt very bad. She was referred to various hospitals, eventually reached the Klang hospital. She was in ICU, and I think after a week in ICU she died. The second case is a young man. This is very interesting. First diagnosed as typhoid, treated as typhoid. Blood test showed evidence of typhoid. And the doctors thought it was typhoid and they were treating it as typhoid. And then typhoid is treatable. When you give the appropriate antibiotic, you respond. But this fellow was not responding. He was getting worse. And we started getting worse. They further investigated, found it was typhoid complicated with dengue. And complicated with dengue, and he was admitted in ICU, and he succumbed to the disease too. So, that is why we are very worried, and we are doing everything possible within the resources, staff available within the Ministry of Health to tackle this problem, because it's affecting the productive age group, young people who are getting the disease. It affects the young, middle-aged people, the most productive age group, and unfortunately some of them succumb to the disease. So the chain is many, of course, prevention, early diagnosis, appropriate management. And in every area we need support of everybody. So just in the holding room just now, we were going through some of the tough questions involved in this. It's not easy answers, but we need everybody to be on the alert so that we can collectively manage this problem better. The medical professionals, the public, the consumers, awareness should be high. Going to seek treatment early. Doctors have got a high index of suspicion. They do the appropriate tests at the appropriate time. They detect the problems early. They refer it to the correct centers so management can be done. And interventions are done early. So these are the things which we have to do to manage this whole problem. So everybody has got a role, from the man in the street down to those who are in the secondary and tertiary hospitals. Each have got a role. Each have got to look at it in a different perspective and how we are going to manage it. Because it's a very unfortunate disease in which we don't have a drug to kill the virus, unlike for all other things. Hep C, we got a drug. Only thing is very expensive, but at least we have one. Hepatitis B, we got a drug. AIDS, we have got drugs. Dengue, we don't have a drug. We don't have anything which will kill the virus. So that is one major challenge. Then we also don't have a vaccine which is effective till date. There is a company which has introduced a vaccine But in our analysis, it doesn't meet up to all the expectations which you have of an ideal vaccine for dengue. So that is one limiting factor. So although we are still looking at that vaccine, because that's the only thing which we have now, we don't have anything else. So when we don't have that two things, then we go back to what? We can only go back to the only thing which we can control is the vector which carries the disease. That's the only thing we can control. Anything in dengue we can control is only Aedes mosquito. We can control. That's the only thing we can control, if we want to control. And we are not doing that well. And everybody is to blame for it, including the public, who eat their food and throw the polystyrene bag just outside the hawker center where they're eating. All those people are guilty of helping to spread dengue. All those people who are throwing plastic bags outside, all are guilty of spreading dengue. All those who didn't take trouble to clean the area around their house or just outside their house, they're all guilty of helping to spread dengue. So everybody has got a role to play in this. Local authorities who don't collect the rubbish at the time they're supposed to collect, they're guilty of helping to spread dengue. So in this chain, everybody who doesn't do their job which is supposed to do, all actually facilitating the spread of this disease. So that's why it's important that it has to be done in a collective manner. Everybody has got to play a role. That's the only way we can do it. We can enforce, we can go to a house, find a sting, find the person. We do that. We compound thousands of people every year. But that doesn't sort of cause the transformation. Construction sites are major breeding sites for. If you are living next to a construction site, be careful. There will be Aedes mosquito breeding in the construction site. 30 to 40% of our construction sites breed Aedes mosquito. We became a bit harsh. We started to close them. Closing them is very expensive. It costs them a few 100,000 ringgit a day when we have closed them, in terms of cost. Then of course they come to our ministry, they stand in front of our doors, they say, please do something about it. And I get, phone calls from all sorts of people, and all these things will happen. When we go tough, then all these things will happen. So this is all the things which we have to do, And this mosquito has found ways to survive very easily. It requires only a drop of water, clean water. We have seen in car parks, underground car parks, where the floor is not regular. There's small places where the cement has come out and all that. There's puddle of water. We have seen Aedes actually breeding in those water. So it's so easy for it to breed. We have seen plants, some plants, they can trap water inside. We have found Aedes breeding in those plants where the water is trapped inside. So it's so easy to breed. So all it requires is just maybe a few milliliters of water, and it will breed. You don't need one big tank of water. Just a few milliliters of water, and so long as the mosquito lays its eggs there, starts breeding. So it has acclimatized itself to this urban environment. It's an urbanized mosquito. It's urbanized mosquito. So it finds indoors as being very conducive for its existence. So all these things is tough. So the process is tough. How difficult it will be for any enforcement authority to go and look for every cracks in every wall, in every floor, to see whether a mosquito is breeding there. That's not possible. Virtually impossible. So, comes back to all of us. So everybody starts playing a role, then it will work. Everybody plays a role, it will work. That's why I think this alliance is a good thing, because it's trying to empower people from different levels in terms of knowledge, in terms of among the people, among the professionals, among caregivers, among health consumer product suppliers, so that there is an entire network who is working towards a common goal. And this will be an added tool for us, and I hope that it succeeds. And if other groups come with similar ideas, we'll also support them. The more people which come, the better it's for us. If the entire nation is moving forward in this war collectively, so that this actually can work. So I think you've done a good thing, and I'd like to thank Stacy first for responding to the fact that members of our staff actually got dengue, and responding it in a manner in which is so effective, so actually helps solve the problem. If all of us who see a problem respond by wanting to solve the problem, then this world would be a much, much more better place to live in. And I think I will stop my speech with those words. Thank you very much.